Here in Michigan, some late movement today on COVID money as well.
Rick Alvin in now with developments that we just learned about within the last hour. Rick?
Well, we know that yesterday that Governor Whitmer vetoed some of that COVID spending bill that had been sent to her earlier in the week. And when she did, she said she did so because it wasn't free money. In other words, it had been tie-barred to another bill that said she would have to have the legislature weigh in on some of those emergency orders that would be delivered by the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. Well, the legislature said that at least $600 million of that, some for schools and small businesses, wasn't tied to that other legislation at all. And so they passed the legislation. Again, here's what Representative Thomas Albert had to say about it.
It appears that yesterday our governor made a terrible mistake. She vetoed funding that would provide direct relief to those that are in great need. There must be some mistake because the reasoning used to justify the votes or the vetoes is that the funding was tied to bills that would limit the governor's self-appointed power. Let me be clear here to the governor. None of these four items were tied to anything. They weren't yesterday, and the bills before us now are not tied to anything either.
Because the House used a procedural measure, the Senate will be able to take it up tomorrow, and it'll go back to the governor's desk. And the question now is, will she sign it now that they made it clear it's not tie-barred to some change in regulations? Now, this is just part of the tactics that we may well see carry on into the bigger budget battle that's going on for about a $67 billion budget for next year between the legislature and the governor as they both grapple about how to deal with the pandemic, and the legislature tries to grapple about how to be relevant in that fight against the pandemic.
All right, Rick. Yeah, a lot of folks starting to run out of patience here with what's going on in Lansing, that's for sure.